Good morning. Happy Friday. In the military community, there is this thing about red Fridays. You wear red to support those deployed. So I'm doing that today. In honor of that, my son's not deployed. Thank goodness. You know, I have to point out the obvious at this point. I know these videos don't get a lot of views right now, but they're in the ether. They're up there, and eventually they'll get seen. And so, like I said yesterday, a lot of things require a little bit of clarity. I just wanted to say, whatever I say, just hear the message. Don't try to analyze why I'm saying it, where it's coming from, if it's a personal situation, because it's a lot of times, if it's personal, it's something that I've seen or heard somewhere else as well, or I know someone that's dealing with the same thing. So don't cloud the message, because there could be something in there that might help you. That's how I approach when I listen to stuff, because I'm like, what do I want? What do I need to get out of it? Let me not analyze it. I don't know if this has been, I don't think I've ever heard this before, but when you break down anal, don't be anal about it. There is a time and a place to analyze stuff. This isn't it. Unless it's for you personally. Don't analyze the content and the reasoning for the video. And I'll give you an example of trying to, when you're searching for answers. It's been interesting over the past 2 days. Now, I'll just go through Facebook. I look through Facebook for inspiration on stuff that gets me going, gives me thoughts for creating videos sometimes. A lot of that stuff I get off of Facebook, but I've been having something going through my head, and for the most part, there hasn't been anything out there. That has caught my eye, but the last 2 days, a lot of things have hit specifically at an answer I'm looking for. And these memes, quotes, and whatnot, they're great. And the quote, when it was written, you don't know who it was written for, why it was written, what the intention was in that moment. But if you can use it and apply it to your situation, that's what we do, right? I give you an example. For those that are familiar with Abraham, Esther and Jerry Hicks. Well, the secret came out, I don't know, a while back. It was recommended me to go get it and watch it. Or read. I think they said read it. I'm not sure if it was in the movie format yet. So I go to Barnes and Noble, and all I knew is Law of Attraction. I see on this rack of CDs, because I don't like to read, so I was looking at it in CD format, and it said Law of Attraction on it. So I bought it. Well, I get it home, and I put it in, and it's like, oh, wow. It wasn't The Secret. It was Esther and Jerry Hicks, The Teachings of Abraham. And at first I was like, yeah, man, I don't know. It seemed like it was out there. But I said, you know what? I'm not going to, I'm going to listen to it with an open mind. And it has helped me immensely. Last night, I was watching, I like to watch documentaries. So I I pulled one up on Amazon Prime, and it was one that I had started watching before. And when I started listening to it, I was like, yeah, I don't know. I wasn't really feeling everything they were saying. Although I believe there's truth in everything, right? Everything works for everybody. It takes two. It takes two. There's two sides to everything. That's why we're here. That's why we were created. Because our Creator wanted to experience through. So they had to create it. So there had to be two. It takes two, and together is better. But so I was doing stuff while I was playing, and then I came back and sat down, and they started talking about sound healing, and I'm like, okay, I've heard of this, I've dabbled with it a little bit, I don't know. So, uh, one person gave an example of tuning forks, and I'm like, okay, well, they vibrate at a certain frequency, seems easy. So I looked it up on Amazon and ended up getting a set. We'll see when they come in. Why not try? I'm willing to try most anything, but I left myself open to that. And it's I read the reviews. Some people, that everybody's gonna have a different experience. I believe a lot of stuff is a placebo effect. But anyway, I thought it was interesting. So when I share stuff, there's look for the nugget, the golden nugget for you. I know I find myself sometimes when I want to go listen to a book or read a book, I'm like, a lot of them sound all the same because there's a lot of similarities into the process, and that's good for uh, reiteration. If all these people that have overcome stuff that are successful or whatever, and they're saying the same things, it's like, okay, maybe there's some truth to it. But sometimes, just like in school, when you couldn't get a math problem, but a different teacher or a different person explained it different, you're like, oh. So sometimes hearing something from someone different in a different way gives you a little bit more enlightenment. Or maybe you hear something that you haven't heard before, and you're like, oh. So, I that's the challenge for me, and a lot of this stuff. It's like, okay, I got to listen to this, but I got to be open minded, pretend like I don't know any of this, and try to absorb what can help me in my life to be happy, to get along with other people and whatnot, get what I want, and get where I'm going. So that's basically how I was just hear the message. Don't it's it's just Ron's choice. It's just this is how I've chosen to be, do, have, learn, just sharing it. So hopefully it reaches you, because I feel that if you're here listening, there's a reason for it. So I have a great weekend. Peace, love, and happiness. Namaste.